I know you like Ed Sheeran. I'm actually like a Scottish artist. I've been acting like an American rapper for a long time, and now I'm actually coming out to say I'm actually Scottish. So instead of like American Scottish, I'm Scottish American. I know you love the accent. I just saw it in your eyes. I saw you're at fucking heart, man.
I don't even know half the things you said. Oh my gosh. I have another pre-interview question for you. What do you order at Chipotle?
See, like, I used to order like a quesadilla and like chips, and then they added the whole Patron thing, and I was like, all right, so that's gonna ruin my week. But not just my week, like my weekday, you know? It's like, I'm on a sober tilt right now, and it's like, and then they just throw that on the menu. I think that's really unfair.
Yeah, they're setting you up for failure.
Also, like, it's a little hard to figure out the to-go boxes for like a chicken plate. Am I not right? Like the first time you get the chicken plate and you're like trying to open it, and then you rip it open and it's like, all right, now I got a Free Life by Youth Machine by Chipotle shirt.
Oh my god. All right, let's actually start so I don't hold you up anymore.
If you guys can get that, that's great B-roll. Great B-roll.
I'm dying right now.
Go. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Full B-roll. We're doing it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Bill O'Reilly live. I can't deal with this. All right, count me down. Oh, sorry. You're fine.
4.
Hey everyone, I'm Jen Danczak here at E.J. Thomas Hall, sitting with the Sammy Adams. I have an awesome question for you.
What is it?
Do you really hate college?
No, I just hated most of my professors.
Oh. Don't call them out, but what did they do?
Well, actually, like, I really liked high school because one of my professors was senile. We could blackmail one of our Spanish teachers because she was having sex with someone on the basketball team. And then, like, our social studies teachers always kept, like, a nice vodka, orange juice in their fridge.
Oh my gosh.
So, like, high school was like a breeze, It's so easy. Granted, I went to 5 high schools. My parents didn't trust me that much, But at each one, I was always the new kid, which also, like, sort of helped me become the new kid in college. Because going to college, it's a lot more people than you ever been to school with.
Yeah, true.
And I hate college, like, it didn't really stem from anything. It was like, everyone's like, so your claim to fame is that you've, like, ripped off Ash for All song. It's like, I didn't really rip it off. It wasn't a diss track to Ash. Like, I totally respect Ash. But it was interesting because, like, I would listen to the things that people said about, like, college, and, like, I would just sort of, like, regurgitate them on like, sort of a musical basis. And I never really thought that was like a lane for me because so many people, it's like you trying to be an actor. People are like, oh, well, that's very far-fetched. It's like you should just go into accounting or financing or be a CPA and then work your way up. It's like, never listen to what anyone says. It's crazy. It's like the coolest part about being on stage is that I didn't follow the path that I was supposed to. And if I was a political scientist, I guarantee you our country would be in a very worse place at this point.
Beautiful. Now we know to never elect you as president.
Always try to get by, baby.
Okay, well, tell us about LA Story and how it was like working with Mike Posner.
LA Story was cool. Working with Mike Posner was 100 times better. He and I have been really good friends forever. Had a rough patch to begin with, but it's like a guy like that, he's so in touch with like what he actually needs to get done, and it doesn't really like affect his lifestyle, like the music he makes. It's really cool to see how like your friends grow and they change, and especially when it's like for like the best. And for Mike, like, he was like, yeah, 100% I'll jump on the song. And it's like, you never think that the kids that like you look up to in high school and at the time in college would ever get on a song with you. So it's really cool. And it's like, to be playing venues and him come out, or like he's playing and I come out, like the response is always the same thing. It's just absolutely incredible. It's so cool to like have a camaraderie on stage in an industry that really doesn't promote camaraderie at all. You know, so.
Well, what are your influences when you make music or produce it?
Everything. For a long time, you know, for probably the last 5 years, I've tried to keep a journal at least like 7 or 8 months out of the year. Whether it be like, you know, funny stories of getting on a plane and like the things people have said that like can't get their bags in overhead and they have to check them, and it's like, to like funny things that we came up with. Like the funniest thing that I came up with was like, you know, the first guy that gets up in a plane and, you know, he doesn't have a connecting flight. He's getting off at LA. Like, he's not connecting anywhere. So he gets out of his seat first. And, like, if you're in the aisle seat, like, right as he reaches for his bag, just be like this. And then behind him. So he reaches up for his bag, right? Behind him, just be like, burp.
No.
And then, like, dudes in his row are like, this dude really just farted. So it's like you can have fun with it. Like you can, like you honestly have fun with it. It's honestly like, I tell that story to so many people. Like I'm glad I can actually like tell it to someone who will like get it out to people, because it's so funny when that dude gets up like, oh my God, I'm gonna be late for this meeting. And then it's like, and it's like, oh, it's like nice. So you just crop dusted all of 23. All of row 24, you just crop dusted. But it's like, you know, it's funny things like that. It's like like working with Pharrell and working with Posner, and, you know, there's so many people. It's like, it's sort of overwhelming for a kid that like really, I mean, I came from nothing and went to Trinity, and like everyone there thought it wasn't gonna be anything. So it's sort of just sort of a testament to like your own, you know, your own sort of just like, I guess, I don't know, just like ability to like just step out of the box. But also, it's a testament to the fans that come out. Like tonight was such a fun show. Like when we do shows like same size, you know, it's just not as live. Like tonight was so unbelievable to see kids like react to stuff, react to new music that we played too. Like it was really awesome. But that's like a trick, so try it next time you're on the airplane.
I'll make farting noises behind people on the plane.
But you gotta get it right. It's just like, but you gotta like, you can't have a window seat. You have to have the aisle seat, like, and then he like looks like, what the hell is going on? And then you're like, damn.
Oh my gosh. Well, last question. Do you have any future collaborations that you can tell us about?
Future collabs are so tough. Yeah, I do. I have collabs with like Boy Wonder and Vinyls. Hopefully, I don't know. I can't say them on camera yet. But those are like two producers that, you know, really have really influenced me since I was like a young kid, and you know, to work with a kid like Finals. He came out of Washington Heights, and you know, now he has 6-7 records on Wayne's album and a bunch of Drizzy's like, you know, big hit records. So it's cool to like have friends in those places, but you know, I'm just still working to get to the point where I can put out a debut album, and it's just all about being patient, you know. It's like you have to have such a pain threshold in the music industry to become anyone. You know, it's like the overnight success. It's like people look at Bieber as an overnight success, and he's been in the game for 13 years. Wiz has been in it for 15. So it's amazing. It's like, you know, the sort of common and public knowledge of like what it takes to become a superstar. It's like, you know, you become your own superstar, and once you believe in it, that's when it starts working. But it's amazing to come out to a crowd so far away from where I grew up and get so much love, and I'll forever be grateful. And that's something you just can't ever take for granted, because once, you know, you play a theater like this and there's 20 people in the crowd, that's when you know you've lost it. I mean, I haven't put out a LP in 5 years, so it's amazing to have people come out and still show love, and obviously play some new stuff and say some things I probably shouldn't have said on stage, but it's, you know, it's all good. Everyone understands, and it's like, you know, but like for RCA and you know, all my partners, we're gonna make a lot of things happen, and it's a really exciting time for me. So it's awesome to just get back out on the road and basically just meet the kids. You know, it's like I remember when I was in college and like I met Snoop, and like it was like probably the closest thing to an orgasm I've had. You know, I don't know.
Ever?
I don't know if I'm like allowed to say that. But like with a dude, like no doubt. I was like, I like met Corrupt and I thought he was Snoop, and then I was like, I'm not Snoop. And then I met Snoop and I was like, It's like when you wake up before a wet dream and you don't actually have it.
Do girls do that? Yes. Yeah, ask her.
Yes. Yes. But like, you know, like bottom line, it's like, you know, it's all a process, and I think the coolest part about making music and coming and performing music is hands down making your new product. And you know, I sort of said this since day one, being able to play that music in front of your fans, because it's like, you play a song and everyone's dead. It's like, don't put it on the album. Mm-hmm. Ever. So stupid. It's like, and then you play one and everyone's jumping up and down, everyone's going crazy, and you know, whether it's the hook or the verses, like, you can tell. It's like, that's one of the best tools that, you know, we've had as like indie artists and underground artists coming up, you know. I know all the indie artists are going to be like, you're not indie anymore, right? Relax, take a chill pill. Yes, I'm RCA, but it's like, that's the thing. It's like playing your music for fans that come out to see you is such a cool thing because you get to test it. Mm-hmm. But that's it, you know? It's like, it was really nice to come down here. Like I said, come from Boston, being all the way out in the Midwest is so cool.
There's cornfields and everything. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you guys have me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, make sure to go to SammyAdamsMusic.com, purchase his stuff, and be on the lookout for him near a town near you.
Yes.
See you guys.
Or I'll be on the lookout for a town near you.
Yeah, that too. I'm terrible at outros.
I started like, holy shit.